What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear podcast. And today we got the big film breakdown of the Chicago Bears preseason opener against the Tennessee Titans. And today we want to take a close look at the Chicago Bears 23-17 win against the Tennessee Titans. Lots of exciting things happened on that game day on offense as well as on defense for every single string for the Chicago Bears. Doesn't matter if it was first, second, or third string. Fortunately, don't have the all 22 for those preseason games. I don't know, some people have those. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those lucky guys. So we need to work with the broadcast here for the preseason, but as soon as we're in the regular season, hopefully I'm about to do all 22 breakdowns once again, but I should 100% have those game tapes available. But with that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's get into the first film room of 2022 with the Chicago Bears. I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's go. And we have to obviously start off with the offense with overall the first team right now, but we'll start off with the offense overall, look at the plays that I really liked for the Bears offense, and then we'll move on to the defense later on in today's video. But as I said, starting off with the first team offense, starting off with the first drive for the Chicago Bears overall on offense, a 1st and 10 situation. Bears are in a I formation and will do a play action play. We got Darnell Mooney that's going to motion in on a circus route. We got Cole Kmet and DJ Moore on shallow crossers, so somewhat of a mesh variation right here. And then in I formation, we'll have Khalil Herbert, who's going to block, and Kari Blasingame, who's going to get out into the flats. And for me personally, I love it what Justin Fields is doing right here on that play, going through his progression, one not there to Darnell Mooney, then going from high to low to Kari Blasingame, just boom, hits it right away, get the ball into the playmaker's hands. Love that from Justin Fields. And when you look at the coverage pre-snap, it's cover 2 and it turns into cover 3 eventually with the safety moving down. So for Justin Fields, great job of identifying the coverage, seeing that Darnell Mooney is going to get locked up, and then finding Kari Blasingame in the flats. Good catch also by him, and great yards after the catch by the fullback. And also when we look at the protection right there by the offensive line, great protection overall. A couple of guys that stand out, bookend tackles, Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright with a phenomenal job, and also just Tyree Carter holding up in there really well too. And overall, very clean pocket. Justin Fields has time to operate, finds a great check down for an easy first down right there. As we now want to move on to another play, this time a 2nd and 9. Bears in a wing right formation, so in 12 personnel, 2 tight ends with Robert Tonyan and Cole Kmet. And I really like this call overall because they are in a very off coverage right here, right? The cornerback above DJ Moore is playing off to him about 10 yards almost, right? Give him a lot of cushion. And I just love the call right here. Give Justin Fields an easy completion right there with a screen, a now screen, tunnel screen, whatever you want to call it, and give your playmaker the ball once again, just like with the first play that we looked at. And great job by Justin Fields getting out the ball fast, and then just DJ Moore. Crazy acceleration, just blasting past the defense, and then also some key blocks right there by the interior offensive linemen, or specifically by the guards, Tevin Jenkins and Tyree Carter, who get down the field quickly and help out to gain that big touchdown for the Chicago Bears to start off that game. But love the calling right there by Luke Getsy, just getting some easy completions done for Justin Fields, get him comfortable, and hey, look what we've got. We got some skill position players that can do something with the ball in their hands, and boom, first big play touchdown for the Chicago Bears season right there for DJ Moore. Absolute phenomenal play right there. As we now want to move on to another 1st and 10 situation, still with the first team offense, and this time it's a pitch to the right to Khalil Herbert in a very condensed formation for the Bears. And this is just a phenomenal job by the offensive line. When we look at the guards, Tevin Jenkins and Tyree Carter with some great reach blocks right there to pin the defensive lineman, and then rookie first-round pick Darnell Wright, also phenomenal job, comes off really good, and then moves into the second level very cleanly, and then lands a key block on the pursuing, I think it's a cornerback or DB, and then also have to say Cole Kmet, great job too. So overall, the blocking, very clean on that pitch play. Love to see that early on in preseason, that the guys at the offensive line are actually functioning together. So that's a big play, key block by Darnell Wright, and then good run overall by Khalil Herbert to get that first down once again. So love that. And then another 3rd and 8 situation a little bit later, this time in trio right for the Chicago Bears. That other big play touchdown for them, and we got just a running back slip screen, right? Very easy play, very easy calling, 3rd and 8, just give him a screen, easy completion, and right there, interior offensive linemen, so guard to centers, get out on a play to be just the front blockers right there, and the play doesn't work out perfectly to start it off, right? The rushers come in really quick, and what Justin Fields is just doing so well on that play is the great usage of his legs by Justin Fields, keeps the play alive, then dumps it off to Khalil Herbert, and he has just crazy burst on that play too. And when we look at the blocks downfield, Cody Whitehair and Ja'Tyre Carter, great blocks down the field once again. Great job by the O-line and overall the team on those screen plays, and that's big chunk yards that you take any day of the week, and they don't always have to go for a first down or for a touchdown like in the 2 cases for the Bears on that game, right? But that's overall phenomenal job by the first team offense. That was the end of the day for them, and totally deserved pause for them right there. Great plays overall, and really like what I saw on tape. As we then move on to the second team offense, 3rd and 6 situation later on in the game. And this one was a really nice connection between PJ Walker and Velus Jones Jr. Velus Jones Jr. at the top of the screen lined up with a hitch route, and right there, just great timing on that throw, just releases it as he's at the top of his route, and Velus Jones Jr. does good job of breaking fast, doesn't use too many steps to slow down, and then works back to the quarterback, makes a great catch right there. And PJ Walker, good completion for him. That's what I want to see out of him, not those wild throws that he threw to intended for EQ and actually got the Titans a pick there. So that was a good play by him, like that completion. And then we have to highlight that big play by Roschon Johnson on 2nd and 8. I formation for the Chicago Bears, a pitch play to the left. And I just love the patience as a runner right there, right? He goes outside of the tackle on that pitch play, reads him, and then sees, oh, I can't bounce it to the outside completely, so he cuts it back in front of the tight end. And then we actually have some defenders in the area trying to bring down Roschon Johnson on that play, and that's just phenomenal stuff right there. Breaks multiple tackles, great contact balance, low running, that's what we love to see. And then also the burst, as soon as he's out of the contact, right, just gets right into it, bursts, shifts into another gear, and is almost gone. So big play right there by Roschon Johnson. He looked really, really good in his debut for the Chicago Bears. And then lastly for offense, we got another 4th and 7 situation with Tyson Bagent in at quarterback, and that was one of my favorite plays of the entire day. 4th and 7. Very clutch down. We have to convert here. Bears go for it. And the Bears get a great look for the play that they're about to do. Bears in a empty look, and from the left to the right, we got on the 3-by-1 side a simple hitch by the X-receiver. Then we got a slot fade and a basic route by the tight end. And then on the weak side, we got Roschon Johnson out wide with a hitch route. And then just Doris Fountain with a big slot fade too. So 2 slot fades. That's a great call against the cover 1 look that the Bears are about to get. So you get man coverage all over the board, and then you got the safety that has to decide which slot fade he's going to cover, and then just creating a great opportunity right here for Tyson Bagent, and he definitely takes advantage of it with a perfect back shoulder football. Very accurate to Doris Fountain, and then just Fountain also. Phenomenal job of high pointing the football, great concentration and hands. That's a big 4th down conversion right there for the 2 young players, and that was definitely one of the greatest plays we've seen all of game day, especially by the 2nd and 3rd string offense. And with that being said, now we actually want to move on and look at the phenomenal performance by the defense that they did against the Titans, and looking at their best plays of the game day. And starting it off with a first team play, 1st and 15, and this time it's Tyrique Stevenson who did a great job on this one. Bears are in a cover 2 look, and Tyrique Stevenson just drops back into his zone, and I just love what he does on that play, right? Titans find an easy completion right there on a hitch play, but it's 1st and 15, that's completely fine. Bears are in a bit more of a prevent mode on that play, and then Tyrique Stevenson loved the trigger step and the burst downhill on that hitch, and just doesn't let him get away for any extra yards. yards, the wide receiver. So that was a perfect example of just playing the coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, and then just bursting downhill for a big tackle right there. Then another play that I really loved was another 1st and 10 situation, this time a big play by Justin Jones, a 3-tech for the Chicago Bears. Titans play a outside zone to the left, and the defensive line overall does a really good job right there on that play. Dominic Robinson sets the edge really well on the play side. Andrew Billings doesn't get moved at all, like he's just that tree stump that doesn't get moved. And then I just love how Justin Jones moves with the flow of the offensive line, very strong point of attack, controls the block all the way, and then just plays the gap really well. Sheds and then makes a big tackle right there against the running back. So love that play right there from the D-line overall to stuff the run, which was obviously a big problem last year. So great to see that improvement right away. And then in another 1st and 10 situation, which was a big play by Kyler Gordon. So defensive backs balling out early in this game. Nickel cover 2 for the Bears right there in nickel package. Play once again cover 2, the all-beloved coverage of Matt Eberflus, obviously. And Kyler Gordon does a heck of a job right there. He plays the hook to curl zone right here and reads the eyes of the quarterbacks perfectly. And then boom, once again, just like Tyreek Stevenson, bursts downhill, picture perfect tackle with a low shoulder on the ball of the ball carrier or the receiver that caught the football. And then a big pass breakup. I feel like if he made another step, it would have been a forced fumble, but nonetheless, I just love that Kyler Gordon is in those situations. He triggers fast and he doesn't shy away from tackling. So that's great to see. And I'm expecting big things from Kyler Gordon moving forward. And we want to move on to another play. This time a 1st and 10 situation. Now we are in with the second team defense for the Chicago Bears. And this is the first sack of hopefully many for Zach Pickens, the rookie from this year of the Chicago Bears. And he has a really great get off on that play. Love how the guard opens up so he doesn't stay square on that play, which is obviously not beneficial for the guard in that situation. Great for Zach Pickens. And then he shows good strength at the point of attack, holds it, and then bursts through, sees the lane opening, and then just a quick sack against Will Levis. I love how quickly he finished that sack. It was at least within 3 seconds. So that's a big play right there. That's a sack on a regular season down 2. And great job right there. Love him showing up early on in this game, and he will have a mention later on too with another great play against the run actually. But yeah, love that one right there. First sack of Zach Pickens' career. As we want to move on to a 3rd and 9 situation, which is the start of the Travis Gibson madness. He played out of his mind against the Texans right there on that play. Big pressure by him. Does a beautiful speed rip move around the edge. Great speed off the edge, or good get off, I should say, and then just gets to the quarterback, makes his presence felt, and Baskerville right there then too with a very good tackle to force the 4th down. But love how he just bends around the edge, gets in great contact with the offensive lineman, and then just stays in contact, works around him, and it gets in there for at least a contact with the quarterback, which is also very important. As we want to move on with another big play by Travis Gibson, this time a tackle for loss on a 1st and 10 situation. The Titans try a weak side outside zone play, and this is just a perfect gap alignment by the entire defensive line for the Chicago Bears, and then by Travis Gibson. Great job of controlling the block, and then just tremendous speed to slip by the tackle in that situation. No chance for the running back to do anything. Travis Gibson blows up that play within 1 or 2 seconds. Phenomenal job right there by him once again. And early on in this game was already showing big plays against the run and against the pass, which is something he needs to show in order to make the roster. But he did make a huge step into making the roster, and I don't see a path where he's actually not going to make the team. But that's something for a later on discussion. But yeah, right there, great play by him. As we move on to a 2nd and 10 situation, this time mentioning Tyreek Stevenson here with a TFL. Titans motion out the running back to the top of the screen above Tyreek Stevenson, and they just try a tunnel screen, right? Bears got him with a tunnel screen earlier, so now they try it by themselves. And Tyreek Stevenson in that situation in a press coverage look, and he's just faster than the block of the wide receiver in that situation, slips past him real quick. Big TFL for the rookie right there. That was a great play to see by him. Just the decisiveness, right? Doesn't hesitate at all in that situation, slips past the wide receiver. He can't even really land a punch on him, and then just takes down the running back for a big play right there. As for a later situation, 2nd and 7, no surprise, we're talking about Travis Gibson again. This will be, though, his last play of today's film room because I really wanted to shorten it a little bit. Don't want to make the video too long today, right? But 2nd and 7, Travis Gibson with another pressure, and I will show you this play over his sack actually because I love it way more. I feel like it shows more of his skill set because the sack was more of an effort play, but right there he moves and wins very cleanly against a tackle in that play. Attacks vertical, which I always love, and then just forces the tackle with that to overset, and then he crosses over back inside. Great swim move on that play with great hands, good placement, and then also after he's past the tackle within a second, he has really good balance to stay up after the offensive guard tried to push him to the ground, and then Will Levis does actually a good job on that play to escape the pocket and run for a couple of yards, but still Travis Gibson is in there fast, he wins quickly, and he pressures the quarterback and forces him to step out, and that will eventually cause mistakes by the opposing offense. So really love that to see Travis Gibson to really shine against the Tennessee Titans overall. As we then move on to another big defensive line play, 3rd and 4, this time a Terrell Lewis showing, right? He had a really good play too, and right there, big down, 3rd and 4, money down, and the Chicago Bears might have found really something special with Terrell Lewis. Has a great get off on that play, really good, and then he's just looking like Khalil Mack out there, the way he moves, right? And then a beautiful dip move, great bend around the edge. That's phenomenal stuff right there. And then finishes the sack with punching the ball out. Right, he's forcing a fumble right there. Another turnover for the Chicago Bears. By the way, great recovery by Zach Pickens too, but he gets the ball out of the quarterback hands. Big down, big play right there by Terrell Lewis. That was definitely worth a mention today as well. As we then want to move on to the last play that we want to look at today, which is, as promised, another play by Zach Pickens against the run this time on 3rd and 3. Another very important down, and the Titans try a split zone, outside zone play right there, and I just really love the hand placement by Zach Pickens, strong at the point of attack, and then does a good job with his powerful hands that he has to shed off of the block, and then does a great job to get into the backfield. Now, he doesn't make necessarily the tackle right there. Micah Baskerville is there to clean it up and finish the tackle to force a 4th down once again, but still, I love how he played against the run, was very strong at the point of attack, didn't get moved at all, so that was really great to see because that was somewhat of an issue during his time at South Carolina. And with that being said, overall for the entire game for the Chicago Bears, I'm really happy how they performed. Lots of rookies showed out during their first game, but also other guys like Terrell Lewis, Travis Gibson had some phenomenal plays and a game overall, right? So I love what the Chicago Bears showed in preseason week 1. Can't wait for the next game, the upcoming game against the Indianapolis Colts. Should be once again very much fun to watch, and I'm excited what the Chicago Bears can do for the future, but the depth of the entire team looks so much better than last year, especially when we look at, for example, the edge rusher position. Players that did not participate even in this game was the starters probably in Yannick Ngakoue and DeMarcus Walker. Then we had Dominique Robinson that stepped up in the first team for the preseason game with Rasheem Green, and then the second string for the preseason game was Travis Gibson and Terrell Lewis. So the depth is getting crazier and crazier for the Chicago Bears. I love how Ryan Poles is slowly building up a really good roster, and I can't wait and see how the Chicago Bears will rotate with the edge rushers during the regular season games and just guaranteeing fresh legs with that. But with that being said, that's the end of the episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Chicago Bears preseason opener against the Tennessee Titans. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.